Hello, and welcome to Wanted for July 28th, 2024. It's Season 1, Episode 23, and I am Mayor Watt, and that is ohmTown.com, and the Sentient AI isn't here. They're off doing assignments that only a Sentient AI from the future can do. Today, we're going to be talking about just the P, thanks, controlling your smart lights, wash and dry bot, these ridiculous headphones, espresso. I need to fix something real quick. The best mattress in a box, Skull Candy headphones, VPN services, Warhammer tabletop RPGs, and the Deadpool phone. Next, and all of it's powered by ohmTown.com. Dun dun. Okay, everybody, go over to ohmTown.com and become a citizen. That would be great. Follow us on YouTube and on Twitch. If you go over to YouTube, like and subscribe, make a comment. I might start doing some giveaways. I'm not quite sure yet, because we do 7 podcasts. So this is just one of the 7. This is number 3 in the list. We do a daily one called Non-Sequitur News, and then we do Reality Hacker, which is already posted over on YouTube. I'm doing Wanted right now, streaming both to YouTube and Twitch. Later, after this show is going to be WarCrafters, then the Continuity Report, then Technology Today, and then 4-Wheel Tech. Yeah. Lots of articles, lots of shows, lots of news that we kind of give our little 2 bits about. And 10 articles. Let's get into it. First one is over on the WarCrafters channel. Again, it's one of our shows as well. It's also a podcast, so if you go over to wherever you catch pod and do a search for ohmTown, you'll find all of our podcasts, all 7 of them. No E, just the P. Intel quietly launches Raptor Lake Rect for the embedded market. Intel's been using a hybrid design for its core processor since it launched in the 12th generation in October 2021. Since then, we've had Core i5, 7, 9 with P and E cores, so performance and not embedded, efficiency. Doggone it. Don't know why my brain locked up on that. Anyway, efficiency cores. So plus low-end processors with just a couple of P or E cores. With very little fanfare, according to the article, Intel has launched a range of Raptor Lake CPUs via Hardware Lux. That's where the source is for this. For the embedded market that have no efficiency cores in them, they're 100% P. The article is over at PCGamer.com by Nick Evanson. The deck statement says, but with the Core i9's reputation looking very iffy, would anyone want to take the gamble and use it in an industrial situation? I've got one machine that crashes periodically. Not sure why. Can only blame it on this weird bad instruction in the processor kind of issue that's been floating around with the Intel chip. So let's see, topping out the new line is the Core i9 14901KE with 8 P cores, a maximum clock of 5.8 gigahertz, and a total power of 125 watts. Basically, it's a 14900K with an entire E-core block, including its level 3 cache completely disabled. However, there are a couple of other changes under the hood. There's no thermal velocity boost. The base frequency for the 14901KE is 3.8 gigahertz, 600 megahertz higher than the 14900K. Intel's database doesn't say anything about higher power limits, so it could be the case that the 14901KE is capped at 125 watts in all circumstances. So I wonder if it can maintain its stability at full power without thermal throttling, but doubt it. So given the problems that Intel's been facing concerning the stability of its Raptor Lake chips, That would be a sensible decision to make for the embedded processor market. CPUs in the sector are used to industrial applications where the chip will be active for long periods, and no company is going to want to spend lots of money constantly monitoring and maintaining the system. Honestly, I've got one machine that it's driving me nuts. Anyway, I never know when it's going to go down. So I'm actually looking at replacing it, but now is not the time and here is not the place. Lastly, 4 Core i5 variants fill out the rest of the Raptor Lake embedded range. They all have 24 megabytes of level 3 cache, but offer a variety of different clock speeds. So you can go and check all of them out. It's pretty cool. I do want an all-performance chipset, though, or processor. That way I know exactly what I'm getting. It's not going to step down. I don't really care about the power consumption for certain processes. I just want reliability. Much like embedded systems, you know. I want it to run like clockwork and not fail and not have a memory leak somewhere. It always seems like there's a piece of software that is a memory leak, and then combine it with hardware instability and it becomes a nightmare. So yeah, you never know. Technology is like a box of chocolates. At some point, it's going to cost you a lot of money to fix the crap that happens. Anyway, moving on. Next article is over in Technology Today. This little dial is my favorite way to control my smart lights. That's not me. That's the author over at cnet.com. Blake Stymack is the author. The deck statement says, "It's nice to control your lights without opening an app or shouting a voice command." I could care less about shouting a voice command. I don't want to have to open up an app. So having it's weird to kind of go, oh, let's go over and use this as the de facto solution for dimming a light or controlling lights. You have to go to it. That's why I got rid of light switches, because I'm using a smart home. So I want to be able to tell my system to turn off the lights or on the lights, or turn off the TV or turn on the TV or close the blinds, or a whole host of stuff, right? But if you've got it, why not try it out? This might be fun, right? I wanted the performance core processors to be more than the efficiency processor or cores. Here, I want this little light switch controller because I want to be able to just plop it somewhere and then reach over and do something. Like when I'm streaming, playing a game or something like that, and I'm doing it live, I don't want to have to give it a command. Luckily, I use other things like a Stream Deck or my iPad. It's always on, sitting there next to me. I can control my lights, which would be the equivalent without the carbon footprint of this. Now, that's not to say I don't want it, because I like trying out these kind of gadgets. The dial itself looks like a hockey puck with 4 buttons on the face with a rotating outer wheel to brighten or dim your lights. The 4 buttons each have little dots numbered 1 to 4, so you can feel which button you're pressing even in the dark. That's if you have the sensitivity to actually pick up that 1 dot versus 2. Not everybody has that fidelity. The buttons can be assigned to a single light scene, cycle through all of the scenes, or activate an automation you've created in Philips Hue app. The amount of customization you can do with this thing is pretty impressive. Basically, depending on your equipment, if it's Matter compliant, then a lot of things are capable beyond what you normally would think, just on or off. But there's other things that it can do if your hardware is compliant. So I like this idea. I want to be able to just place it somewhere. I would love it to be entirely wireless, but I don't know if it actually is, where I can put this base plate down somewhere and then just stick this puck on there, if that's how it looks. But I don't know. It says it's only $50. It's rarely on sale, though there are plenty of other Philips Hue lights that are discounted for big sales like Prime Day. Yeah, I missed that. I should have got more lights. And I encourage people to use these lights. You don't have to worry about it so much. Once they're in, connect it to the Hue app, it syncs with whatever home automation system that you have. Hue is Matter compliant. and you don't need a hub anymore. And they talk to each other, and you can attach motion sensors to your lights. So, 15 minutes after you leave a room, it automatically turns off, or it's geosynced to you so that if you walk away, it turns off stuff. It's pretty brilliant technology out there. So definitely go and get this thing. Follow the link through ohmTown over to CNET, and you'll see why I want it. All right, let's move on. The next article is over in Technology Today. iRobot's newest cleaning machine is the first to wash and dry its mopping head. Yeah, pretty cool. iRobot unveiled its most advanced and expensive robot vacuum on Tuesday. They say deep breath. Roomba Combo 10 Max Robot plus Auto Wash Dock automatically washes and dries the mopping pad, something you had to do manually for all of its previous combo vacs. $1,400. Many customers will want to wait several generations for the feature to trickle down to models that don't cost nearly the equivalent of a MacBook Pro. But it can double as a vehicle for your cat or dog to stand on, and it'll just drive around. Will Shanklin over at Engadget.com put the article together, and it has wow, it's actually being used as like a table for a serving tray. But you still have to babysit the dirt in the water in the thing, in the bin. But it automatically cleans itself, dries itself. More capable than a child. So cleaning robots exist to automate tasks that are a pain for us. The Roomba Combo 10 Max robot expands on that. iRobot says that the dock, which contains premium antimicrobial materials, can empty its dirt into an enclosed bag, refill the mopping solution tank, and clean itself after each pad wash. You can manually run self-cleaning, and its companion app will remind you when it's time to do a standard maintenance for a deeper cleaning. Robot can store dirt and debris for up to 60 days before emptying, and the mopping pad and self-cleaning tank can hold up to 7 days of water. At least in theory, the Combo Max 10 leaves less work for the user than any other Roomba before it. But I don't know, dirty water sitting around in a little tank for 7 days seems like it's going to be pretty gross. That looks like a render. The pictures that we're looking at look like renders to me, but that's okay. It's pretty cool. If you have a mix between hard and carpeted floors, hardwood or laminate and carpeted floors, then you want something like this, because it can go between them both and do the job as one. But $1,400, I want it, but can't justify it. Moving on, the next article is over in the Mobile channel. These headphones look ridiculous in the best way possible, and the author wants them. Do I want them? Yeah, because they look like that, and I want to go to some party wearing these. So this is articles over at gizmodo.com. Sherry L. Smith put the article together. It says, PUD small batch headphones offer headphones that are unique, outlandish, and functional. Talk about the bass you can get out of that. Those are pretty cool. Want that. So the author says that they love headphones. They're their go-to accessory. The way some people are sneakerheads, that's how fanatical they are about headphones. They have a literal wall of them, about 3 pairs shy of spreading into another room. And while they've tried all manner of headphones in their lifetime, they simply never seen anything remotely that looks like old thumpy cans from PUD's small batch headphones. According to PC Gamer, PUD's is a small shop in California that makes custom headphones with unique aesthetics, for lack of a better word. So these things, for those who are listening, it basically looks like somebody took... I don't think that there's a ball that actually matches this dimension, but think of it as a small basketball. It's a sphere, right? Maybe... I don't know, 6, 7, 8 inches in diameter, connected to ear pads and basically like a headset, right? And there's a tube that connects it to the headset. And you put the headset on your head, and you have these spheres on either side of your head. I have to describe this for the podcast. It says that those massive spheres on either side of the wacky cans contains Helmholtz resonator. It's a component designed to force air into the cavity, essentially absorbing sound while vibrating at a specific frequency to produce a specific sound. In the case of Old Thumpy, it's a 60 hertz bass note. That's why I said at the very top of this, imagine the bass. I hadn't read this far into the article though. So it's a resonance chamber. You find those resonators in various musical instruments, including violins, violas. They're also found in mufflers. Again, it's a wild concept. Not really. But I get what they're trying to say. Oh, they don't say much beyond the performance of that. So you might have to go over to gizmodo.com and then click on the link that links you to Pud's small batch headphones. Oh gosh, they have the domain pud.com. That is impressive. Either they paid an arm and a leg to get it, or they've had that domain forever. My oldest domain is from 1997 or something like that. So, oh God, I just made myself feel really old. Moving on. I want those, so I'm going to go and check out pud.com here after the show. So the next article is over in Reality Hacker. The Breville Barista Express espresso machine is $200 off. And it is that time of year again where Mirawatt is looking into espresso machines. I kind of like espresso. But the problem is that unless you pay an arm and a leg, you can't get a good quality espresso machine. And because I also want coffee from time to time, not espresso, you have to have two different machines. And a meh. So I want to look at this and see, do I want this and keep the coffee maker and get this, or is there something else out there? I know that there is something else out there, but it's not part of the news cycle yet, so I'm holding off talking about it. Let's just say you can have a Ninja in your kitchen that makes espresso and coffee. So the Breville Barista Express is an espresso machine with a built-in coffee grinder. It's available from Amazon. Now, Digital Trends is the source for the news here, but I've known about the Breville Barista and its various iterations, and there's like 30 of these things. That over the years, there are more like 10, but anyway. Aaron Mamet over at digitaltrends.com put the article together, and this is what it looks like. It almost looks like a high-end espresso machine because it's all silvery. Looks like it wants to be chrome, but it doesn't quite get there. Or, you know, it wants to look like a $5,000, $6,000 or more espresso machine. This only has one head, but it has a coffee grinder, it has a tamp, it has a milk frother. The only problem with these is they can't do espresso quickly. You can do one, then you have to wait for the boiler to build up pressure and heat again, and then you can do another one. But I like things being fast and efficient and on demand and not have to wait. So from its original price of $750, it's down to a more affordable $550 following a $200 discount. So why you should buy the Breville Barista Express. I keep saying Express espresso machine. They say some people love coffee so much they build gaming PCs that can make coffee. Yeah, that's an old article that people were talking about once. Well, the Breville Barista Express is equipped with a 67-ounce water tank that will take a while before you need to refill it, especially for espressos. But coffee, nah, that would be gone quick. The machine also comes with all of the accessories you need for your coffee brewing adventure, including filter baskets, a stainless steel milk jug, a razor dose trimming tool, and lots more, including a tamp for the espresso. Take complete control of your coffee brewing by buying the Breville Barista Express. This is like a sales thing. But if what you want is a good espresso, this can reach the right pressures. It can froth your milk. It has a bunch of different settings to do either a single or a double. It shows you what the pressure is. There's a better version of this, but it bumps up to like $1,200. So I want another espresso machine. This, I'll leave it at I want an espresso machine. And I have one, but it's currently sitting in the garage because it's a pain in the butt. So I'm going to find somebody that is interested in an espresso machine, and I'll just give it to them after I warn them, hey, I love the machine, but it's a little slow if you want to do a lot of espressos quickly. Like after 2, this thing is, it's actually after 1, it's a paperweight for a little bit while it builds up pressure and heat again. So let's move on. The next article is over in Technology Today, and it's all about the best mattress. I know, weird combination of stuff, right? It's almost like this is non sequitur news, which, by the way, if you want to get all of the news for this show, because this is wanted, you hit !want, and that'll pull the articles out of ohmTown. And if you want the show notes for all of the shows, then if you hit !show notes, that will give you the commands in the chat over on Twitch. Even when we're not here, I don't have ohmTown connected to YouTube because the chat only works when the stream is live, and so you can't issue commands into the ohmTown from YouTube. But over on Twitch, it's connected all the time so that I can communicate. So at any rate, if you want to know about our podcast, then you can hit !pod, and that will give you direct links over to Apple Podcasts, which is one of the many places that you can actually catch ohmTown shows. And there, again, there's 7 of them, one of which is a daily, 6 of them are weeklies on Sunday. I'm not available tomorrow to do the shows, so we're doing them today. So what is this best mattress? Pardon me 1 second. Sorry about that. I had to cough. Mackenzie Dillon is the author over at cnet.com that put this article together. And let's see what they say here. So what do you consider? Firmness, sleeping position, feel, construction type, body type, performance, company policies. So the one thing that's already selected was body type. I'm not quite sure why. It says if you weigh over 230 pounds, we recommend a hybrid mattress because they're more supportive, durable, and long lasting. If you weigh under that range, you'll be well off on either type of mattress. So what is a hybrid? So for the most part, beds are made from foam or a hybrid of foam and coils. Hybrid mattresses are more supportive and durable, but all foam beds are generally more affordable. They're also much easier to ship. So they talk about feel, they talk about sleeping position. If you're a back sleeper, stomach sleeper, side sleeper, pillows actually make a huge amount of difference, along with the firmness of your mattress. So you'll want to consider firmness almost in exact ratios, like it's 50-50 firmness and sleeping position, at least in my opinion. They say, do you want a soft mattress, a firm mattress, somewhere in the middle? Your sleeping position could help dictate the best firmness for you. And so you want to, if you're a side sleeper, because your hips and shoulders are going to dig deeper into a mattress, you want to be aware of that. And if you get something that's too firm, or the coils start to, basically, if you're always sleeping in the same spot, and you do, those two positions where your shoulders and where your hips are, there's more weight there, and you get pushed down into those coils. But if you get too soft of a mattress, like I've got in one of the mayoral mansion rooms, there is a mattress that is so soft that when you fall into it, you almost are falling into a pit. I don't know why somebody is calling me while I am streaming. At any rate, they say the best overall mattress in a box is the Dream Cloud Premier Hybrid Mattress. It's $1,000 from Dream Cloud. But if you have an adjustable bed frame, you might have to look into what its flexibility is. If it's too rigid, then it won't bend in the right places, and you'll end up never being able to use your adjustable bed. So keep that in mind. I'd have to look into what this thing actually offers, and there are details here, but I don't typically follow the links that go through. So let's go down here to what they have listed. What's the best mattress? They say the Dream Cloud Premier Hybrid. So it's got springs, inner springs. The flexibility for that is probably low, which means you won't be able to use it in an adjustable bed frame. But it has a medium to medium firm firmness and a lifetime warranty. So I would buy into that, except that the lifetime warranty probably has to do with some mechanical failure, which, man, I don't know of any beds that mechanically fail. They may become soft in the middle or something like that. You get a little divot or whatever. I'd have to look at the warranty to make sure that that's what's covered. And that if the warranty, I'd want to go in knowing that recovery of the mattress for whatever they're going to do, recycle it. Some companies will pick up these mattresses and shred everything and sterilize them, clean them, and then use them as filler somewhere else. But obviously, I'd want to know what the terms of the lifetime warranty is. So it's pretty cool. And then best value for a mattress in a box is $1,000 again. So I'm not sure if it's the best value because it's $1,000. I would rather have, overall best. They say the mattress with a price tag lower than most of its competitors, Bear offers the option to add its Celient infused cover to this mattress, a material meant to boost blood circulation and promote muscle repair, which I cannot imagine medically it can actually make that claim. Weird. I'd have to look into that. But it's memory foam. The other one is responsive memory foam mattress, but it also says that it's hybrid, so it has springs. This doesn't seem to be hybrid. First companies to use the technology, which has become popular among athletes like runners, weightlifters, and swimmers. Yeah, just because it's popular doesn't make it real. The best mattress in a box for side sleepers is the Layla mattress. And from here, I'll let you go and look at the rest of them. Avocado green, by the way. I keep seeing avocado green showing up. But these mattresses are $1,700 for Layla. Avocado is $2,000. AS2, if you have back pain, it's $1,000. These are really expensive. I'm really curious if they live up to the hype. Why is it $1,000? I don't know what the size is that they're talking about. So maybe it's all a queen size. Do they say it at the very top? No. Okay. Well, anyway, go check it out. Let's move on to the next article. It's over in Reality Hacker. Skull Candy's surprisingly good headphones are down to $65 from $200. The Skull Candy Crusher Evo wireless headphones, which offer an amazing bass level and battery life of up to 40 hours, are on sale at Amazon's Whoop. So Whoop got acquired way back. I stopped purchasing because it's basically Amazon. So Aaron Mamet over at digitaltrends.com put the article together, and these are the Skull Candy not headphones, but in-ears that I've always interacted with. They're inexpensive, so I don't mind taking them on trips, and then I lose them. Eventually they get lost depending on what I'm doing. These I would be a little irritated if I lost. And these aren't Skull Candy, but this design doesn't look like Skull Candy. They're much more muted to to black and a dark green gray kind of a thing, or blue gray. Headset in a soft bag with a couple of wires to connect. It looks, they may have the ability to charge while you're listening, which I think is now a requirement of all of my headsets. So I have several headphones. What are they called? I just forgot it. I have a pair of headphones where you can plug them in to power, and draw audio, and or I can plug them in for power and be wireless, and that usually doesn't work. My other headset that I have, and I've got several on top of that, none of them other than Austrian Audio, that's it, Austrian Audio headsets, are capable of having the charging circuit working while wireless still. So that's a demand that I have, but I like these. They're lower priced, down to just $65, which is amazing, really. And if you can get good bass, and that's what you're looking for, instead of true sound reproduction, not the bass itself, but you want sound production, then this is great. And you can take these on a trip. They look rugged enough. I'm always disappointed by the hinges. They usually break. Not on these headphones in particular, but just headphones in general tend to break at the hinge because it's plastic parts. Or there's a metal part that's just kind of spot welded into plastic, and then the plastic breaks. That's my Achilles heel for respect of headphones, is the hinge. And Austrian Audio hinges are steel, or aluminum. I think they're aluminum, but anyway, they are surprisingly great. And I say surprisingly because I went in buying them without any real, like, nobody talks about the hinges, but I do. So why would you buy the Skullcandy Crusher Evo wireless headphones? It says it's not made by the usual brands you see in roundups of the best headphones, but the Skullcandy Crusher Evo are surprisingly excellent. They don't have active noise cancellation, but they feature adjustable sensory bass feature that adds a secondary dedicated bass driver to each ear cup for amazing bass levels and awesome sound quality. You may not benefit from a deep bass, so these would be next right out of the gate. With a 10-minute charge time capable of replenishing 4 hours, it means that you can sit somewhere for 10 minutes, drinking a latte, and then just pick up and go. I think it's brilliant. I love the idea of this fast charge. 10 minutes for 4 hours, that'll get you to whatever your destination is at least, and then you can charge up further. Just be wary though, when you drain your device and then you start charging it again, it's fast up to about 80%, and then it takes an extraordinary amount of time to charge that last 20%. So let it trickle charge. So there are headphone deals of all shapes and sizes, they say. Skull Crusher Evos at this price are great. They don't have much in terms of the frequency response or the quality of the audio. They say something here that comes with a very helpful technology that's found in Tile's Bluetooth tracker, so that that you can make it ring whenever they escape your sight. I am actually working on a product to do something because I keep losing things, certain things. Actually, one thing, and I don't want to give it away. But we need more and more of these kind of things. Little trackers like Tiles, but smaller, so that you can keep aware of things like the remote. Yeah, I want to be able to track down a remote. Let's move on. This one will be really quick because I'm a big proponent of privacy, particularly the cybersecurity aspects of it. And it says it's scary knowing your data might not be private. VPN shield your activities. Sort of. Your VPN knows what you're doing. And you have to embrace their ethical compass. So they may store data and then a subpoena away exposes you to whatever activities you are up to. So it says to help you pick the right one, these are the favorite VPN services. This is from Digital Trends. A VPN is a virtual private network, like it says here. Basically, it's a network within the internet so that you log in, you use their DNS services or one that you feel safe attaching to. In this network, you have a different IP address than the one that your ISP gives you. And wherever you pop out, that's where everybody thinks you're coming from. Now, depending on the agency, the intelligence that can be gathered simply by reaching out to the VPN service, well, yeah, it doesn't really matter if somebody knows that X person is at this exit node, and inside that node, the service provider is this VPN company, and that VPN company is going to have data retention policies, perhaps. Yeah, it's not as straightforward, but it basically, it cuts out the lowest hanging fruit. Alan Truly and Lucas Cole over at digitaltrends.com put the article together. And they say for speed and reliability, ExpressVPN. And they have a bunch of costs here and what clients are supported, simultaneous connections for that account, for a given account. And then they talk about NordVPN. And these are all of the big names that you'll see advertised across the internet. Surfshark is another big name. CyberGhost, to me, is new. It says best for user-friendly interface, but essentially a VPN should be invisible, frictionless. You mash the button and off you go. You don't need to worry about anything else. You may be able, like a quick and easy selection of which location you want to bounce out to. So if you want to pretend that you're from Europe, then you have a European server, and you'll get access to something that is geo-locked to a particular region or fenced to a particular region. And it hides your domestic traversal from this location to that location. And that can sometimes be advantageous depending on what you're doing. But cybersecurity enthusiasts would use a VPN to do pen testing from a remote location where, a company can go, well, I'm going to geolock this country out. So by its very nature, it's sitting there blocking traffic. But maybe with some finagling, it might reveal some telemetry. But there's a bunch of different VPN companies, private internet access. It says best for customization, which really doesn't mean much to me. This offers a lot of locations for you to launch from, but it's here in the United States, so it's got all the heavy-handed rules and regulations that the United States has. And yeah, protecting privacy only goes so far. And so if your VPN is in the United States, they are bound by legal envelopes here in the States. So a subpoena is going to reveal your identity. I can almost guarantee it, but they may say something different. And it would be interesting to see what their policy is. It doesn't really say anything other than, yeah, you can audit their source code, but that doesn't really mean much. So Hotspot Shield is number 6. Bravado VPN is another one on their list. And these I haven't even heard of. TorGuard, Pure VPN I've heard of, but it's way down on their list. IPVanish I haven't even heard of. They all look like they're charging about $13 a month or so, $13 to $15 a month. Some of them are 10. Yeah, it's a range, I guess. Yeah, 11 to 15, 10 to $15 a month. Okay, let's keep moving though. We got 2 more articles, and I want a VPN. I use it for various purposes, but not day-to-day internet. So the next article is over in the WarCrafter channel. Swap D&D for Grim Darkness with these 9 Warhammer tabletop RPGs. I was a big fan of Warhammer 40k growing up, and all kinds of tabletop RPGs. Robin Valentine over at PCGamer.com put the article together. The deck statement says there are a lot more ways to have fun with Games Workshop's iconic settings than you realize. And okay, good. They have a long list. So Warhammer Age of Sigmar Soulbound. Embracing the mythic fantasy of Age of Sigmar setting, Soulbound is a game of mighty player characters making their mark on the realms. A starting party, fresh out of character creation, can already contain powerful wizards, immortal stormcast Eternals, and hulking treemen, and easily take on hordes of enemies and towering monsters in battle. So it says, by default, Soulbound is a refreshing change of pace from the normally very grim and gritty world of Warhammer tabletop role-playing games. But it does support the darker tone if you want it to, with optional rules in the core book for depowering the PCs, the player characters, and a campaign book called Ulfenkarn, designed around a more horror-themed play. But you don't have to play the good guys either. Champions of Destruction, Champions of Death. A book lets you play as trolls, ghosts, ogres, vampires, and worse. Then they talk about Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4E. That was the 40k conversion basically into fantasy role-playing Warhammer mechanics. Wrath and Glory, Imperium Maledictum, Dark Heresy, and it says Dark Heresy spin-offs like Rogue Trader, Death Watch, Only War, Black Crusade. Warhammer has a massive world building, and the world building continues to this day. Although, I have to say, 30 years ago more than 30 years ago, 33 years ago is when I pitched what amounts to a universe like No Man's Sky, but built around the world building of Warhammer 40k. I pitched that to Electronic Arts, and they said that it was just not possible, and never would be. And Games Workshop actually said at the time that they weren't interested in doing computer games. Now everybody is, because that's where it's really at. Although people who play video games tend to also be primed for playing tabletop role-playing games, if they're fun, And I certainly enjoyed Warhammer 40k and role-playing games in general, tabletop games. Let's move on though, because I want all of this stuff. But nowadays I don't have time to play, and I don't have people that are into it like this that would play. All right, and the last article for today is over in the Reality Hacker channel on ohmTown.com. A Deadpool phone is coming soon, and it looks ridiculous. Apparently, the Poco F6 Deadpool and Wolverine edition apparently is on its way. The article is from digitaltrends.com. Ajay Kumar put this article together. I don't know if there's going to be a picture of this, but it basically says head of Poco India, Himanshu Tandon, has confirmed that the phone is coming to the market in a post on Twitter, complete with a look of the back of the phone. There's certainly no mistaking this is a Deadpool Wolverine phone. The phone is, as a whole, is a vivid red with a Poco logo written in gold, and a little Deadpool mask is next to it on the LED flash. That's what it looks like. Ta-da! I don't know. This... I like technology. Do you want this? I don't know. It looks chintzy. I'll just say that. Quite frankly, the author says it looks great and exactly how we'd imagine a Deadpool phone would look. This is certainly a phone you don't want to use a case with. Under the hood, the phone is a Poco F6, and despite being a limited edition, there don't seem to be any hardware changes. So get ready for the ultimate clash of wit, charm, and claws. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be buying this. Anyway, it's a Poco F6, has a 6.67 inch, 2712 by 1220 AMOLED screen with a 120 hertz refresh rate, 2400 nits peak brightness. It's powered by a Snapdragon 8S Gen 3 chipset with 12 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of storage. It's not bad. On the rear, you get a 50 megapixel primary camera with optical image stabilization and a secondary 8 megapixel ultra wide sensor. I mean, it all doesn't seem bad, but I don't know. The paint job, it's not what I would expect. Actually, I would want something a little bit bolder in not just the red, but I don't know. I want it chonky. I want some built-in protection. So I don't need a case, but the design embraces like the armor that everybody's wearing, kind of like a suit. Like Wolverine and Deadpool are wearing. But hey, that's me. Anyway, thanks for coming and hanging out for Wanted for July 28th, 2024. This will get released. It's streaming to Twitch and YouTube simultaneously, but it'll get released as a podcast and posted on YouTube as a separate part of the Wanted playlist on the 28th, maybe before. Depends on how lazy I am about that part. Anyway, thanks for coming and hanging out. We'll see you in a little bit for the next show, and I think what I'm going to do next is WarCrafters, which is about gaming news. See you in a little bit. Bye bye. I haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine. Which one is better?